The Bone Man, Part 10. Oh, God! He gasps at the atrocity before him, his words affording him attention as the thing there drops its arms to its side. Tattering black shirt hangs loosely from its frame. Bone in hand, it shakes from head to toe, stifling a cry of rage, tensing up as the sharp sound of marrow pops and calcium splinters, stuffing the scalp into the hip pocket of dirty cargo pants, taking long shards of pink meat-chunked bone. The figure pushes them into exposed grayish skin, leaving it to stick out in strange jointed points, like rocks on the shoreline of flesh. Through the meat of the forearm, below the collarbone, until every bit of it had found a place to settle. The quickly sobering man finds no foot to run, and only the most morbid of curiosity at this misogynistic ritual. A sense of reality transforming into no sense at all, the cold air of the night overshadowed by the chill from deep inside. In that part of the brain, so lost for unuse, it can barely be said to exist, yet there, in the drunken stupor, it springs to life, first to numbness to paralyze him. The chill comes shortly after, with needles so cold that he swore it was burning him, stealing both breath and emotions except for that of fear. He wants desperately to vacate his position, to flee screaming from the terrible end he faces. There is not a means of describing fully what passes in the moment through his mind. Humankind, in arrogance, advancing intellect and industry, have forgotten the old worlds where monster gods and demon broods, devouring shadows, take claim over the existence at whim and will. So there, when faced with those exact things, how could he react? Staunchly locked in place while the lanky creature leans over, picking up from the vitus-soaked pavement a long black cloth sack, letting out a cruel roar of predatory benediction. Then and only then did the man run. Letting go a bowel-draining cry to find the ditch again, toppling as a dead tree into the side of his car, the world goes dark. No sound but that of a high-pitched ringing. He takes a breath of mud water, allowing him to wrench his face from the choking mixture, throwing himself over onto his back. All there is above him is a dark sky, his head flopping wildly to the side, looking for the nightmare he was just to witness. Then back to see it standing over him. There is nothing, however, no twisted monster ready to pull him apart. He could only imagine that it was an illusion brought on the realization of what had occurred. Fuck, God damn it! The vulgar string of curses runs on as he manages himself upright, spinning as he once more tumbles over the mouth of the ditch. No! Denying the sight of death that he had brought, the calamity is to say a sobering one, but in his denial and the obviousness of his fault, immediately his head turned in circles to his own selfish existence to preserve his skin, as the saying might go. He finds the upward-facing rear bumper of his vehicle, bathing in the red glow of the taillight, wiping mud water and sweat from his face, smearing through his hair as he lets panic set in. As he sets his estranged thoughts to mutilation, the man opens the trunk valiantly, searching through the cobbled pile of refuse for a tool, however vain that endeavor may become. He finds only a long 2 or 3 foot section of heavy steel pipe. He gags at the vulgarity of bashing a body apart. I have to. Just do it, he mutters to himself in the stone-cold air. He slams the hatch shut. Near the same instant, so close one could be said to be exact that the other, an explosion of pebbles, shiny blue-tinted hunks of razors cut his face and arms. The sides and rear windows of glass shoot in all directions outward from unbelievable force. Untied boots and ragged pants, the first thing he sees as he uncovers his face. The thing, gnarled thing, stands upon the divot it had made, dropping down the ridge above. He follows the sight upward. As those callow, unfulfilled, glazed-over pupils travel up, the bone man rears back, both bulbous knuckled hands with fingers coiled around the base of a length of tree root he had lifted from the earth. He heftily, well managed and fluid, strike, the shattering wood rebounding off the man's head. The man is sent in a wheel, feet overhead, 2 times before landing in a pile on the hard asphalt. For the man, the world is knocked black out, half an eye gone, the other glazed red, looking through the strawberry syrup. No thoughts, no sense, just disorienting swirls of light mixed with deep, gouging pain. A long, sentient sliver poking out from his ear. Cut all sound from existence. Trembling hand which makes little to part the blood curtain from his view allows him to see the slow, staunch manner of the bone man as it sets down from the car like a king from a high throne. The mud squeezing up in oily, nasty curls around the worn leather boots, leaning over the slender bone fingers, prying up the tire iron into a solid grip. Arms tremble for a brief second. The slow, almost ambling approach meant either to give a pause so the wounded man could attempt to run, or to prolong the moment and let every expression of fear be savored. The bone man would remember nothing of this. The young man he was, full of pain, sobbing in angry waves inside that brutal mind, he screams over and over, "Angie, Sherman, Joshua, Digger, Nolan, Angie, Sherman, Joshua, Digger, Nolan." The victims, the closest of parties, blood be banned with his family. In the matter that seeps of them still, the stream of the last bits of heat leaving them like souls in the air. In the whirling torrent of his mind, he lost his steps looming over the victim. Defense at the tip of the iron. Arms lifeless at his sides as he mindlessly sways against the breeze. The now exasperated man grips feebly at the dirty pant leg. "Please." The word is the last thing. And the iron crunches past the solid breastbone as the bone man rips it down, stringing around the flap and murky globs of meat, ripping upwards, pulling out the mushy, clinging pile of guts that hang on the iron as it's tossed away. He wants to feel it. Every bit. The warmth, the sloppy wetness, the splintering marrow as the bone man becomes whole and Noman fades. The sounds empty into the night air as the last inhuman sob escapes like those sad coyotes that howl at moonless nights.